Do you ever wonder why your clothes don't last anymore? Why that brand new sweater you just got starts peeling after just 2 washes?
On this episode of Aloe and overpriced polyester, you have a $188 jacket, okay? For 100% polyester.
Or why your jeans or pants rip at the seams after just a few months? It's not bad luck, it's planned. Fashion brands don't want you to own clothes that last for years anymore. It's not a profitable model. And in fact, they're making sure you don't keep those clothes anymore. Let me explain. And today we're going to talk about how we got here.
And 2, the longevity of these clothes, even how you feel when you put them on, has degraded so much. It's just not a good deal.
It's not just in my head, it has gotten harder to find quality clothes that last, even at brands you used to like.
Why even expensive clothes are falling apart, and really, just in general, what this means for your wallet and for the environment. Because at the end of the day, we all have to live on this planet together. Let's rewind for a second. Before fast fashion, people bought clothes to last. That was the intention, okay? Fabrics were thicker, stitches were stronger, and if something ripped, you know that it was good enough quality that you could go and get it fixed. And the cost of that was, a net sum for you when it comes to cost per wear for that item that you have in your closet. That was then. But today, that sweater from Zara that you just got, from experience, from my many hauls, you can go check it out on my channel, is falling apart before you even get a chance to put it in your closet. What about that? You cut to the composition, the breakdown of the material, and it says 100% polyester. It may have cost $100, it may have cost $10. It's still gonna say 100% polyester. And that's where things really start to go wrong. And we very much know this by now. Zara was a biggest, probably proponent of fast fashion. I've talked about this in other videos.
5, 6, 7, 8, and switch.
Zara is widely considered the creator of fast fashion.
That was a label given to them by the New York Times when they opened a Zara store in New York.
Fast fashion is the ability for retailers to respond to changing consumer trends and quickly churn out goods with a very short lead time.
We've talked about this, okay? They created this model in Spain where they were able to produce very, very quickly. And so that model was just copied by other brands at an even bigger scale. Now we have Shein, who is probably one of the biggest culprits of fast fashion today, but there's a lot of fast fashion brands in this day and age. Let's be real. AI brands, fashion brands, all of this fast fashion. And we're now seeing even the expensive companies, right? The expensive ones that you would expect are 100% polyester as well. Now, I've talked about this in my other video. Not everything that's polyester means it's a bad thing. Polyester, just for everything, is also not the correct thing either. If you want to have polyester in maybe workout clothing or maybe shoes or things like that, I can let it slide. But I'm not going to have it in a piece of material or a piece of clothing that I'm buying for $500. In the 1950s, polyester was really introduced as almost this miracle fabric, right? It's cheap, it's lightweight, and it's wrinkle resistant. That's like literally everything you want, right? Now, fast forward to today, as I just mentioned, luxury brands have also hopped on that bandwagon of putting polyester in everything. We will have things that cost $2,000 be 100% polyester. Why are we not getting silk? Why are we not getting good material? Why are we not getting natural fibers? Why are we always getting man-made stuff?
This is a perfect example of buying a brand name over the actual materials. So always look at your materials, because $500 for a polyester blend and your lining is 100% polyester, you might as well buy something from Zara.
Man-made fibers that are not really conducive to the body nor to the environment, and not necessarily the only way we can make this flow or this fabric or this garment look the way it does. A super expensive sweater could be anywhere from $200 to $600, but guess what? It's mostly polyester. We've seen this across the board. Really, really expensive brands that you would expect good quality, we're not getting that. And polyester wears out very fast. Also, you're literally wrapping yourself in petroleum, right? That's what really is the foundation of polyester, oil. And you're putting yourself in this plastic container all day, sweating in it, and the way that it absorbs smells and things like that, and just the fact that you're always having polyester in your body, I don't know if that can be necessarily good. I mean, just thinking of the math, putting a plastic over your hand every day doesn't seem like it would make sense. So why do we do it in our clothes, right? And brands know this, but obviously they don't care, because what are you going to do when that clothes fall apart? You're going to buy more. You're going to come back. You're going to spend more money. So the business model now profits them to not make it last. It's fine. In 2 to 3 years, they want you to get a new one. Why would they want it to stay in your closet for 10 years? That's not any profit to them. And in this era where everything is overconsumption and spending, again, we know profit is in the hands of the people. If there's profit to be made, trust me, there are games being played with your mind, with your money, with everything. And the worst part, all of this disposable fashion is hurting the planet. We've talked about this. We all know this. Where are those clothes that you're donating going to end up? Landfill? Probably. Somewhere that another country or another population at risk, whether it's their water supply, whether it's just over flooding, again, landfill situation. A lot of the clothes that we see go and end up in Africa. They go and end up in the water. They go and end up in the rivers. Even here, right? Here, there, everywhere, especially when it's shipped overseas and it's going to Africa. So we're not putting a population of people in this situation of burdening our extra clothes, our extra shopping. The fact that you bought 2 extra shirts and you couldn't keep it together, pretty much. Every time you wash a polyester shirt, it sheds microplastics. Now, microplastics is a hot topic because it's pretty much in like so many things and pretty much everything we do right now. I've been talking about reverse osmosis water forever because I believe in that, and it also helps with microplastics. That's the kind of water I drink. I recommend it to you, but I digress. Microplastics is in everything. And these are just tiny particles, tiny fibers from the clothes that end up in our water. Like I just said, get that reverse osmosis water going. Our foods and even our bodies. Of course, our bodies. Where else is it? Where is everything going, right? And then you throw the shirt away and it's back to the landfill. So where are we going? Are we going landfill or are we going microplastics? Are we hurting our body, hurting the planet, or both? Because typically it's both. So who actually benefits from this? Obviously, it's not you or me. It's the $1 million company. They get to obviously not have to wear these plastic polyester clothing that we wear all the time because they are billionaires and they're multimillionaires and they are able to buy natural fiber clothing at whatever price it may be and they can afford it. Whereas they will purposefully make this other product so cheap and so easy to produce, and rather than actually taking the normal cycle that it takes for clothing to be produced, they want to make profits. And where there's profit to be made, somebody along the line is probably getting hurt. And in this case, it's not just us, but the planet as well. So these companies sell cheap clothes at a high volume and while keeping the labor costs super low. Again, someone along the line is getting not the best end of the stick when it comes to everything, right? And we keep falling for it. It's a cycle designed to make you buy, throw away, and repeat. Buy, repeat. Don't even think about it. Buy, throw away, repeat. And I guess that's the point of this video, right? I want you to think about it. Take that moment to pause. I think in your early 20s, it's so easy to fall into the trap of, I'm making a little bit of money now. I fell into it myself. I'm going to make a little bit of money. I'm going to buy these clothes. And well, if I don't like it, I'll donate it and give it to someone. Thinking that you're doing your part. But who is really getting these clothes? When they even go to like secondhand stores and to the Salvation Army or to Goodwill or wherever you donate to. That's why I say it's better to donate or do a clothes swap because someone else is actually using it rather than after inventory has been sitting there for too long in these stores. What are they going to do with it? They're going to throw it out as well. It has to go somewhere. And then we end up back at that landfill situation. So, they'll keep doing it, companies, because they want to make money. So it doesn't really matter. We have to be the ones to kind of take ourselves out of that equation, in my opinion. We have to be the ones to change something. If the spending power or the spending ability, or people are not just buying stuff in certain sectors anymore, it will make people have to reevaluate, right? Because even now, the fact that people love to feel connected to the ethos of a company, that is something that's a newer style of marketing, newer style of branding. Before, it was more like if a celebrity was on the cover of a brand, it was guaranteed to sell. That was a certain kind of marketing, celebrity-based, fame-based. Whereas now, a lot of people are more invested in, okay, I want to shop with a better ethos, with a company that has better standards, more sustainable, right? And those are the ways that we can do things to change it. We can be intentional about where we put our money, but we have to be intentional that end of the day, we are in a capitalist system that wants us to spend and wants us to buy. But it's being able to step back, because what can we really do? In my opinion, obviously fast fashion is everywhere. Like I said, even the luxury brands are not necessarily safe. So you can't just say, I'm gonna just go shop at a certain company. I'm not gonna drop any companies, but I'm only gonna shop at these expensive companies. They're giving us the same thing, okay? That's why I say, look at the breakdown of the clothes, because it could literally be the same thing. Now, obviously thickness, stitching, fabric, all of those things may slightly differ, but you really wanna see what you're getting and if you're getting your money's worth, right? Try, instead of 5 cheap items that you know more than likely that thing is not gonna last. It's $15 each, and you saw the breakdown and it looks kind of see-through already on the model, and they're doing the best they can on the model and it still looks see-through. You know it's not gonna last. You're taking a risk. Pause. Take that money and try to invest it in a higher quality company. Maybe, like I said all the time, I like to shop Mango. I even like to shop certain things from Macy's. I like to shop maybe Nordstrom. Look at like different clothing and look at the breakdown of the clothing, because that's number one key over everything else, right? But there are certain companies that do have things that I know more than likely it's going to be good. It's going to last me a long time, because I've had stuff from there for a while now, and it's lasted me. I have things from Levi's, from Gap, and I know these things last me. I'm going to go spend the $60 or $70 for one piece of clothing from Gap or Levi compared to getting $15 shirts and getting 4 of them. Do you see what I'm saying? Like I said, check the tags. We should be seeing natural fibers. We should be seeing the silks. I know these are more pricey, but again, that's where we go back to the first thing I said. So natural fibers like wool, cotton, okay? Linen, these are things that you want to keep in your closet. Those are things that will last for a long time. They've been around for a long time and they are proven. They are natural, they're not. And again, a lot of times you find blends, but as long as you know that the blends maybe are leaning more towards the natural rather than synthetic, right? So you don't want things that are constantly shedding those microplastics. Ideally, keep it as natural as possible, but I'm just being realistic. The polyester has infiltrated everything. You may find blends, but just knowing these companies, these brands give me better quality, better thickness, better stitching, longevity. That's where we really want to look. That's where we want to go to. That's where we want to look. And at the end of the day, 3, for me, repair it. If you can repair those items, repair it. And again, it goes back to first and the second. If you have a natural fiber, if you have good quality clothing, if you have things that last, things that are not just plastic and shedding everywhere, you're buying something with high quality, you can repair it. You don't have to throw it away, because this is a good quality thing. I put a little bit of money up front. A $5 or $10 repair is worth it, because it's still gonna last me and it fits so well, and it's good for you. Like, that just makes sense in my opinion. A rip or something kind of coming loose doesn't mean it's done. Maybe learn to stitch a little bit. I can hand stitch just a bit in order for me to get like buttons or hems or things fixed that I don't necessarily need to go out to get someone to fix it for me. Let's say you don't want to do that. Again, I'm talking $5 to $20, especially if you spend money up front. These are costs that are longevity tactics and longevity tips, in my opinion, and they work. And of course, like I said earlier, shop secondhand, swap clothes, get secondhand stuff. A lot of the times, like I said, if it lasts through someone, it's gonna last through more than likely you, but at least it's done its work. In my opinion, it's done its work. If you wear something and it already went through one owner, it's done its work. Let's say it really could not hang anymore, it's done its work. And more than likely it probably is hanging, that's why it's still out there. But it keeps, obviously, this clothes out of the landfill, but also we're not just doing that turn around really quickly. More than likely it's at an affordable price point. All great check marks, and it also gives you that dopamine hit that you want when you go shopping. if you want to go shopping. And then another really big thing that we're seeing is calling out greenwashing. I think a lot of companies now love the greenwashing thing. They'll say they have an eco-friendly section or a sustainability part, or they are recycling this thing. Come to find out, nothing is being recycled. Where is this going? How would it really be sustainable? What are the protocols? How is it working? Because it's not working. It's fake. I think I saw something recently about what is it, H&M. A lot of times they're fake. And a lot of times you'll see brand they'll do this rebrand and it's all supposedly green. Even the attempt of like PLT going towards this more like work vibe. It's another way that's tied with that idea of greenwashing, because now we're going towards a more sustainable classic closet when it's still fast fashion. The move away from that is all political and obviously tied with our times, but it's also greenwashing, in case anyone didn't notice that. But don't fall for the hype. We all see it. It's just a way for them to make more money. Therefore, they are going to put whatever kind of branding they need to in order to get you to buy. The truth is, fashion brands will never stop planned obsolescence. Brands will never stop planned low quality, and the ability for them to get you to come back and buy more, they will never stop that. Unless we demand better, unless we again get them to do those type of brandings and those type of change where we're now tying a lot of their sales to ethos, to more of a higher quality of standards, sustainability, what metrics are they actually doing and how they actually are fulfilling those metrics and not just saying they did it. Because the power is in our hands. That's where we say, oh, buying power. We have the power. We buy. The money is with us. So if you can buy better, buy smarter, it's something that I do feel you can break a cycle. It's a planned cycle and you can break it if you know about it and you're willing to just be like, I need to take a pause. I need to take a break on what is compelling me to buy right now. What is the psychology that I'm running with right now? What is it that's causing me to need to spend this money? So what do you think? Let's talk in the comments. What is the worst piece of clothing that you spend money on? I have a couple on my channel. You can check it out actually. Let's expose the fashion industry together. Let me know. And until next time, bye.